Change is everywhere. Inventions, innovations, gadgets, the internet. Science and technology is redefining the way we live. Rappler brings you the frontline news in this brave new world. Hi, I'm Matthew Ang for our top stories. SpaceX comes out with space travel posters from Mars. A cybersecurity firm says there's a decade-long cyber spying campaign by the Chinese government ongoing in Southeast Asia. And the latest selfie news, a warning against selfie stick abuse. And meet the elephant who took an elfie. Here are the coolest travel posters ever for the ultimate destination. SpaceX released 3 travel posters for Mars. Here's a poster that says, "Discover Valles Marineris, land of Martian chasms and craters." Here's one that invites you to Phobos and Deimos. Take a space-age cruise aboard the moons of Mars. And forget about Mount Everest, and there's Olympus Mons, the solar system's highest peak. That was a video from SpaceX showing you what it's like on board a space capsule that's being aborted. The footage comes from tests made by SpaceX on its Crew Dragon capsule, the vehicle that will ferry astronauts to and from the International Space Station. What you were seeing is the pad abort test. It's a failsafe on the launch pad in case there's danger to its precious human cargo. A China-sponsored cyber campaign has been spying on governments, businesses, and journalists across Southeast Asia undetected for 10 years. In an intelligence report, leading cybersecurity firm FireEye says APT-30, an advanced persistent threat group, is targeting governments and organizations in Malaysia, Thailand, and Vietnam, and may include the Philippines and other ASEAN nations. FireEye says APT-30 is likely sponsored by the Chinese government. It seems APT-30 is not stealing intellectual property or technologies, but it's acquiring sensitive data, political, economic, and military issues. Streaming leader Spotify announces an expansion into video and original content. The upgraded Spotify platform will support videos, offer news, and support other non-music content provided by major media companies. Spotify has yet to turn its major investments into profit. In filings this month, the company said that its net loss tripled to 162.3 million euros or $182 million in 2014. They're codenamed Monarch and Gala, and they're Apple's latest operating systems iOS 9 and OS X 10.11, according to the Grapevine. The announcement is expected next month at the Apple Worldwide Developers Conference. The new operating systems are said to focus on quality following issues in previous releases. Apple created a new security system called Rootless for both iOS and OS X. Sources say jailbreaking iOS would be extra hard. We took the multisport GPS watch Garmin Forerunner 920 XT for a spin, and here's our first impression. It's pretty sleek with a more navigation-friendly interface and a whole lot lighter than its predecessor, the 310 XT, that became a favorite of many triathletes. In the pool, it's a lot more intuitive than the 310 XT, with more precise lap counters and a drag-resistant design. For running, it functions like a timer watch when on a treadmill, but take it out and it's a trusty route mapper, great for a village jog or a long trail run. Battery life is 18 hours. Ever thought of going off the grid but afraid to let go of the comforts of home? Try getting the Eco Capsule. Its roof is decked with 600-watt solar cells and a built-in 750-watt wind turbine that store the energy they harness into a high-power battery. The structure's shape also allows its user to collect rainwater. The Eco Capsule makes good use of every inch of interior space. It has a folding bed, a small kitchen, a dining area, a shower, and a flushable toilet, and even some storage space. How important is it to integrate technology into the primary education curriculum? The Techno Kids program aims to do that for every school in the country, along with the newly rolled out K-12 program.
From 7 onwards, we focus more on more technical things like editing photographs, animation, robotics. Lately, we've noticed that robotics is a hot word. Having the level where they can explore if they really want to pursue a more technical related course like computer science, engineering.
TechnoKids has about 50 partner schools in the country and trains K-12 teachers in using tools like Google, social media, and computers.
Oppan Gangnam Style.
Jump her away.
Ow! Ow, Charlie! Ow! Charlie, that really hurt!
What's the coolest social media platform for kids these days? Is it Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat? It's YouTube, says a global web index report on social networking. The data says while Facebook still topped the charts as the coolest social media platform overall, so only 14% of teens agreed. The youth is one of the most sought after audiences by marketers and content producers, which is why advocacy groups such as Swedish nonprofit BRIS created abuse emojis, an app that allows kids to express bad things happening to them at home or at school. This emoji set comes with depictions of classic abuse situations, from a band-aid on the face to alcoholic parents. It's official. US President Barack Obama is now on Twitter, and its first convo is with the former US President. The account is @POTUS, or President of the United States. His first Twitter conversation was with former US President Bill Clinton, who asked, "Does that username stay with the office?" and punctuated it with the hashtag asking for a friend. Obama replied, "Good question @Bill Clinton." The handle comes with the House. Know anyone interested in @POTUS or First Lady of the United States? It's a clever hint at Clinton playing second fiddle to his wife Hillary, who's running for president in 2016. Google apologizes for a mishap on racial slurs discovered while switching its Maps feature. Earlier this week, searches using racial slurs would point to the White House. In the report on Android Central, Google says it already fixed the issue. This is the second time in the last month that Google Maps has come under scrutiny. Toward the end of April, a user edit showed the Android mascot urinating on the Apple logo, causing Google to disable the user-submitted edits. Here's a warning from your friendly pizza place.
The curiosity generated by this new point of view leads our self-focused friends out into a much wider world, and that leads to disaster.
The parody ad has reached 1.5 million views since it came out May 20.
Bigger parties means bigger selfies, which leads to bigger selfie sticks, which leads to bigger selfies, which leads to bigger parties and bigger pizza. This is 2 feet of pizza, man.
And before we go, what do you call a selfie made by an elephant? An elfie, of course. 22-year-old Bangkok exchange student Christian LeBlanc was feeding the elephant in a sanctuary when it grabbed its GoPro. Other creatures have taken selfies before, including this octopus who grabbed the GoPro in the tank and turned it on to researcher. This monkey not only took a selfie, he also paved the way for a ruling by the US Copyright Office that works produced by nature, animals, plants, divine or supernatural beings can't be copyrighted. And that's SciTech4u, a fun rundown of the nerdiest, smartest science and technology events and breakthroughs on the planet. This is Matthew Ang. See you next week.